There's a running back ability out there in Madden 22 that is flying underneath the radar. This ability itself is probably the best ability that you could possibly put on a running back. What is it? Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Ian from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Leapfrog ability.
Andy, Leapfrog, go!
This is an ability that a lot of players glossed over when it first came into the game a couple years ago, but in Madden 22, in particular on Next Gen, this ability is absolutely insane. If you want proof? Take a look right here. So as you guys can see, this is an ability that is extremely powerful, not only for its ability to, one, make a defender miss, but actually that you cannot fumble while performing this move. The same cannot be said of the jukebox or the spin cycle abilities, where if your opponent is able to line you up in their crosshairs, if they do hit stick you, can fumble with those abilities. The Leapfrog has a no fumble chance, which allows you to really do this move pretty routinely. And what's really good about this is that if you guys play Ultimate Team, this is an ability that costs 1 AP on a receiving back archetype, like you saw in that video there with Roger Craig, but it's also 1 AP on an elusive back archetype. And if you guys wanted to go with a big boy, you could actually use this for 2 AP on a power back, which I would actually recommend. I have faced LeGarrette Blount with this ability, and he's a nightmare to defend with no abilities, much less the fact that he's got this ability that allows him to jump from gap to gap, use the ability to make defenders miss, and even if you don't do it right, he'll never fumble. So this ability is extremely potent, and it's going to turn any offense into a better running offense for you. So let's go ahead and take the field and we'll show you guys how to do this. On defense, I'm just going to go ahead and choose random play. And we're just going to show you that, one, we're never going to fumble, and two, you've got a lot of coverage in terms of field for this particular ability. So I would recommend using this on probably like an outside run. So I would look for, like a stretch or some sort of zone scheme, which will allow you to kind of, hurdle or jurtle back to the inside. It's kind of up to you what you want to do with this. I'm going to go ahead and choose just a generic zone call. So we'll go halfback zone weak. And with this particular concept, you basically can run it knowing that you can, jurtle right as your opponent is about to hit you, or if you see a gap open up. So you see right here, I could get away from that defensive lineman that was coming in free off the edge. And what would have been a tackle for loss on this play actually turns into a pretty sizable gain given the alternative. I mean, you see right here with this inside zone, we were going to hit that left B gap, but nobody blocked the defensive end. I'm able to jurtle all the way, not only back inside to the A gap, but to the opposite A gap. So we have about 2 gaps of coverage here. And had there not been a shed by Fletcher Cox, we actually would have gotten into that gap and been gone. So the ability to hit a home run with this ability is extremely big. So, again, you see right here, as you run this, you can kind of, you see right there, I could, get that jurtle and hit into that gap. You're going to figure out whether or not you want to jurtle inside or outside. So again, as I go ahead and run this here, you can see here, boom, I'm going to jurtle across the face of the defender. There's a high likelihood that he misses the hitbox, makes it so they can't tackle you. But even if they do line you up and hit stick you will never fumble. So you see right here, this is a very low risk and very high reward ability for 1 AP. You saw right there, I took a hit stick from the corner. We actually made the player that I was trying to make miss, which was the safety. We made him miss, and had the defensive back not shed against the wide receiver, we would have had far more. So you see right here how I was able to make that guy miss in the open field. And this is an ability that honestly you ought to be using. It really ought to be on your running back. I think that it is extremely valuable. You see right there, even when you miss that hit stick, there's no penalty. If you guys are enjoying this free YouTube content, I would strongly urge you to go over to my strategy website. GridironGamePlans.gg is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault Update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counter those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active, and access to our Discord server, where every single Wednesday, we have a live lab session covering the week's vault content and any questions you guys have about Madden. So make sure you guys head over to gridirongameplans.gg. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website. If you do that journal with anyone else in the game, there's a high likelihood that you're going to fumble. But again, as you see right here, we're going to run this. I'm going to hurdle. And again, I took another hit stick. I don't fumble ever. But you're always giving yourself an opportunity, a pretty good opportunity to be able to make that player miss in the open field. So again, this is just on an inside zone. I'm clearly not showing you. There's another example where I was able to jurtle inside and hit a gap. I'm not even showing this to you with an outside zone or a stretch style run. This is just running, inside zone. You see right there, I jurtle back into the A gap and we're able to pick up solid yardage. The other thing that's really good with this in the short yardage scenario is, you can kind of run this right up the gut and then, just jurtle and it's going to be able to guarantee you the short yardage too, for the most part. Again, because they jump so far, not only, vertical, but also side to side. So, this is an incredible ability. So again, I'm just going to jurtle outside there and we're gone. Do it again there, take a hit stick, don't fumble. There's no risk to this ball carrier move, unlike spin cycle, unlike the jukebox ability. So let's go ahead and kind of show you guys a different run here that you could go ahead and run this with. It doesn't just have to be inside zone. In fact, if you guys were watching Sunday Night Football last night, you guys probably noticed that Collinsworth was talking about how the Cleveland Browns will run this bounce power, which is basically a power O style run where the goal is to pull the defense to the inside and then hit the run back to the outside, because powers are actually, believe it or not, designed to be an inside hitting run. If I were to run this, I'm actually supposed to hit this inside. It's not supposed to be a bounce run. So if you run a power O normal, it's supposed to look like this. You just kind of follow your pulling guard, stay inside of the kick out block and take what you can. But with this concept, you basically can kind of, hit up into the gap and then bang back to the outside. And you saw right there, the backside pursuit got me. But again, we would have gotten to the outside on that run. So again, as you kind of run this, you can kind of try to suck these guys up inside and then jurtle outside. You see right there, that was able to turn, an inside run into basically a run that does hit to the outside. So, there are multiple ways. You saw right there, I was able to jurtle, catch a block, jurtle inside of that guy, and there's no risk. So once again, this is just a really good ability. I think you're going to see a ton of it. I'm not even showing it to you the crazy way. Again, the ability to jump away from a guy, if you try to change direction, even with a juke, sometimes, you're going to get tackled. Whereas with this ability, you can kind of use it to cover a lot of field horizontal left or right, to be able to, make a guy miss. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, make sure you guys drop those below. Always like to see what you guys are thinking here on the channel. Make sure you guys go check out gridirongameplans.gg. This is an ability that I am currently running in my single back bunch X nasty offense that we talked about just yesterday here on the channel. So if you guys want to take a look at that, you saw that Roger Craig clip was there at the top of the video. This is what I'm doing right now. Hopefully you guys can put this into your scheme as well. I think for 1 AP, it's going to make you a far better runner of the football, and it's very good. And obviously it's so huge because you have the ability to never fumble on this. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.